Hi, I'm Desiree Williams, and this is Jason Todd, and we're here with the Marathon Minute. Jason is the race director for the One City Marathon and president of Flat Out Events. So Jason, I know we're now in the final push for the marathon, not only for runners, but also for volunteers. So can you tell us what it takes in terms of volunteer support to make the One City Marathon happen?
Yeah, sure. So obviously an event this size, we couldn't do it without our volunteers, and we actually use around 800 volunteers for all of the events throughout the weekend. And you know, it really does start from the beginning of the weekend until the end. We have folks that help us set up, we have folks that help us at the expo with passing out bibs and shirts and welcoming everyone, and then from the start line to the finish line and really everything in between. You know, we even have volunteers that help with gear check, holding people's gear while they run. So we really do have a whole array of positions throughout the weekend. You know, thankfully we've had a lot of the same volunteers come back from last year, many of the same water stations and folks in different positions, finish line especially, some of the areas where people really had a great time. Those people have already signed up to come back and help us out again.
Well, good. It sounds like there's a little bit of incentive too, right? They get some swag. Is that correct?
There is. So we want our volunteers to be seen. We want to be able to, you know, recognize them in this crowd. So they'll get this great, bright One City Marathon volunteer shirt. We also give all of our volunteers a coin, a commemorative coin for their participation as well. So we want them to know that we appreciate them and appreciate their time coming out to help us.
Yeah, certainly can't miss them in the bright orange.
That's right.
So I'm sure the sign up is on the website, right?
It is. So if you go to the onecitymarathon.com website, it says volunteer. So once you're inside of the volunteer tab, you can click on the link there to get signed up, and it'll show you all the different positions on the volunteer portal. And you can pick which position works for you. It tells you the times and how long you can expect to be there. And then you can go ahead and get registered.
So Jason, when they go to the website, you said for them to click on volunteer, and then we'll tell them how many people volunteer at each site?
Yeah, so like I said, when you go into the volunteer portal, you'll see that there's different quantities of people we need for each job. Usually we need about 10 to 15 minimal at some of the different areas. So we're not just looking for one person. We want them to bring their friends and family, co-workers, make it a group thing, and you know, come out and get involved all together.
Good. So I'm sure you know better than anybody as race director, but are there any specific spots where you really need a big push for volunteers right now?
Yeah, well, as I said, you know, a lot of our returning volunteers have stepped up, and they've taken some of the water stations, some of our sponsors, Town Bank in particular, you know, covers 2 of our water stations for us. We've got the community groups that are involved, the track club, the different churches along the route that had water stations last year. But some of the areas that we still have needs, we need help with the shuttle program in the morning. That's a big part of this event. So folks that are there in the morning helping to get our runners onto the correct shuttles and getting them to where they need to be. We need some help at the different relay exchange zones along the route. So at R.O. Nelson, at Yates Elementary, and then Hilton Elementary, we need some folks to come out and help us with those areas. And then, you know, I think we still have some needs within the gear check and some of the other functions around the finish line. So absolutely, we have plenty of more space for volunteers and for runners too.
All right, so volunteers and runners.
That's right.
Got it. Thank you so much for being here today, Jason.
Thank you.
You can volunteer or register online at onecitymarathon.com or pick up the phone and call 311. And of course, stay tuned here to NNTV. We hope to see you at this year's Newport News One City Marathon.